All right, so where was I? So Abdullah, the family got paranoid and he was locked up. Now, according to him, he's locked up for only 4 to 5 years. Yeah, but in that 4 to 5 years, somehow he got information from his friends and family, and he actually internally, although he did not know, he said he's a Muslim. He's a follower of this man, right? This man named Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What happened though? They tried to talk him out of it. That you should be following him. He's against our religion. Blah blah blah. And the more he was stubborn, the more he was sincere, the more actually tortured him. There was tortures like, for example, they actually tied him at a tree and they whipped him. They brought some pundits, pundits who are like Hindu priests, and they fed him all sorts of stuff, excretion, cow urine, menses. They have all sorts of crazy voodoo kind of spells because they believe in that kind of thing. There's a lot of mythology. So this is the kind of stuff he was going through. Finally, what happened was he eventually somehow just got away with it, ran away, because he found out through his friends that they're going to eventually just kill him. He's not listening. The best thing is to get rid of him. He ran away. He just ran. Apparently, he just had his underwear. That's it. And he somehow got his passport. He remembered to get that. Of course, there's a lot of things in the story which details are missing, but this is the general gist of it. The brother that narrated it, Abdullah. He ran, and I think he travelled on foot for miles and miles and miles. He got to train. Because he didn't have any money, he locked himself in a train toilet. I think there were a few days there, stuck there, or 1 or 2 days there. Hardly any food and water, just wherever water was in the toilet, that's all he had. It was left over there. Eventually, he went to some city, maybe Bombay, because that's the big city, or Ahmedabad, I'm not sure. He went there, and the first man he go to, like, I need help, and he just collapsed in front of him. Qadarullah, that man was a Muslim, alhamdulillah. And so he took him in. Now, again, if you follow the affairs of India, look at, Muslims are scared. There's a lot of Islamophobia, they're anti-Muslim. So this man, when he found out he's a revert, he got worried, this Muslim man. He said, no, we need to get rid of him. But the mother of this Muslim man, who took him in, said, no, fear Allah, we need to help this person, right? So somehow, they said the best thing to do is get him out of this country to Dubai. He ends up in Dubai. He's working there. Now, he goes to this, and this is really ajib. When he went to Dubai, he gets a job in a restaurant to eat, because they asked him, what you do in Dubai? What do you want to do? Because I need to get to Medina, and I want to go and meet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. This is 4 years ago. All this time, he's thinking that Rasulullah still arrived. This happened just a few years ago. All that, the story and Sirah. So he goes, I need to meet them. And they said, well, he died many years ago. He was like, I'll meet his children. Abdullah, he died 1400 years ago. He was like shocked. He saw, really sad. Like he's just a miskin guy from a simple village in the middle of nowhere. And so anyway, he made some money, and mashallah, somehow the brothers, they could put in touch with Tim Humble and Ustad Rahman Hassan, and they arranged him to go to the Prophet's Mosque. Not only did he get to the Prophet's Mosque, but he actually got to study with Shuyukh there, mashallah, right? So from a non-Hindu, from a non-Muslim Hindu, from a religious, political family like that, to now studying in the Prophet's Mosque. And now, mashallah, he's still studying there, mashallah, but there's one last thing to the story which is very sad. That when he went back to Dubai just to see his old friends, because this is probably after a few years, he got an email from his sister, he got an email from the relatives, right? And in this email, they said, you better come back, because we just killed your sister as well. And the reason why they killed his sister, because she wanted to become Muslim, and she was going to escape, but she couldn't escape, so they killed her. They did torture and everything. And but Abdullah, they said he wanted to go back to take revenge. They said there's no point. If you go there, you're going to get killed, you're going to get shot. So that's the story of Abdullah. And brothers and sisters, you know what? Sitting in Swansea, sitting in Crawley, in London, Cardiff, in the comfort of our homes, may Allah save us from this kind of fitna. But that's the kind of test this person went through. But look at the steadfastness, subhanAllah. He did not give up. Yeah, I think this should be a massive lesson for us. Yeah, and so this is why I want to show you that, because there's many stories. Listen, I've heard this story like 4 years ago, and I read it 3 times. But I think when it comes to steadfastness, you'd agree this is one of the best ones, mashallah. We hear you've read the stories of the prophets, right? Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. He was in the fire, he showed steadfastness there, he showed strength, resistance. Nuh al-Islam, do you know how long he did his dawah for?
200 years plus. 200 years plus.
950 years. 950 years. And only a handful of people became Muslim. That's called sabr, that's called steadfastness, subhanAllah, yeah, istiqam. And the Prophet when he went to Ta'if, yeah. So so prophets and the Sahaba, they got this. But when you hear of a man just in 2021, 2022, whenever this happened, 2020, and gone through this, you know what that shows? That if he can do it, then us as living in 2024, 2025, we can do that. So we can get through that. Of course we can. He's shown it. Some of you now, you know, I don't know if you've had this. Nah, bro, if I become Muslim, I can't do that. This is an old thing. The prophets became, the Sahaba, they were special people. First of all, actually, that's wrong. They were human beings. Yeah? But here's an example of a man who left everything and went through all that and just to stay strong in the deen. Yeah? So it's a really good lesson for us, inshallah. So, brothers and sisters, when it comes to steadfastness, when the brother said we want to talk about this, there's so much to talk about. There's so much. Unbelievable. But what I thought about is some of the things that helped me and some of the things that help the brothers I hang around with, Righteous Company, and some of the scholars, some of the du'at I've learnt over the last 10, 15, 20 years. You know, I changed when I was 18. And before that, I was, I wouldn't say I was a complete bad man, but I was a wannabe. You know, like a wannabe. I wanted to be, in that time, in the 90s, you know, this is old stuff now, being a grandpa, but Tupac and Biggie and, you know, Wu-Tang, they were the people that we should look up to. So every Asian, you know, especially from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, they wanted to become the term rude boy. I don't know if you heard of that. Now it's called roadman, right? Maybe it's a different terms now. By the way, I'm doing a talk at Beacon Institute addressed to the so-called roadman. You'll see a different style. But I don't know what the term is now, but today's roadman used to be called rude boy back then. Did you ever heard this term, rude boy? It still exists somewhere? Rude boy, okay, fine. So the brothers that I've learned from, this is the kind of stuff they told me. This is a few points short. I'm going to make it nice and short and then we can have a discussion if needed, right? So, first of all, lower your gaze. We all know that, yeah? Obviously there's a hadith. There's many hadith on this from the Prophet when he says about lowering the gaze. When I say lower your gaze, do you know what I mean? Has anyone heard this? Do you know this is an Islamic principle? Are you aware of this? Yeah? So whenever you see members of the opposite gender, you have to lower your gaze as much as you can, right? And it's easier said than done. But I'm advising you, if you want to survive in this university the next few years, who's the first year here? Okay. And you've got how many years? 3, 4 years? Yeah. All right. So you've got, it's survival, isn't it? Because we're living in a non-Muslim country. You're young, mashallah. Is anyone married here? You guys got smiles. Not yet. Inshallah soon, right? But if you're single and you're living in a non-Muslim country and it's as we call it, co-education institute, right? 100%, no matter how big your imams are. If I asked you, are you a strong Muslim? Somebody, yeah, bro, I'm mashallah, I've got a big iman. Brothers, sisters, I'm telling you. You know, mashallah, you're wearing hijab, Allah Mubarak, some of you got beards, but I'm telling you, this is why I'm involved in dawah, because the fitna, do you know what I'm saying about fitna? Fitna meaning anything anti-Islamic. We're involved in calling people to Allah, calling people to righteousness, calling people to khair. But at the same time, there are people that call into other than khair. They call into other than Islam, right? In my time, I don't know if it happens now, a non-Muslim in your 3-4 years at university, at some point will invite you to the bar. Not because they know you're Muslim, but this is their way of life. They say nothing wrong with it. It's like, you know when you're enjoying the good, like pray salah, brother, come let's pray salah. They say, come brother, let's pray beer, or let's go and drink beer. They're meaning good. Yeah? In fact, they'll think that if I don't invite them, I might be racist. Do you know what I mean? But this is their way of life. This is their aqidah. So they're going to invite you to the bars. They're going to invite you to parties, concerts. I don't know if they have that anymore, but in my time, they used to do all these kind of things, bars, concerts. I used to go to University of West London in Ealing Broadway. There's Slough, you know that, right? And that's full of Asians. So we're talking Sikhs, Hindus, you know, non-Muslim, Christians, atheists, the whole lot, the mix, yeah? So lower your gaze. I remember, right, brothers and sisters, that when I changed in my first year of college. So first year, I was a bit of an idiot, getting up to no good. Of course, I'm not going to tell you my sins, but just messing about, right? no salah, no Allah in my life, doing things that are not allowed, everything. And my friends were, Sikhs, Hindus, Asians, that kind of thing. And look, you might have, there's nothing wrong with having Hindu, Sikhs, and atheist Christian friends. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's not haram. But they're not going to tell you about salah, are they? They're not going to tell you about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's glory. They're going to tell you, look, I'm not Muslim, but it's your time for Dhuhr, you better go and pray, bro. You better go pray, sister, and I'll wait for you here at the library. They're going to do that, right? So they're always going to invite you to their way of life, their thinking. My first year, all these are my friends, and very few were Muslim friends. In that summer, this is 93, 94, yeah? In that summer, before September, I changed, alhamdulillah. Allah guided me, it's a different story, and I came to Deen, started practicing Islam as much as I can. I went to one of my mentors, brother, and I said to him, look, I want to go back to college, but I'm a bit scared now, because all of my friends are either non-Muslims or non-practicing Muslims. The Muslims I got, they're the biggest dealers in the college. Yeah, that's the Muslims I got. So it's a whole mix, the Asian scene, whatever. So what do? The brother gave me advice. Now this may sound extreme to you, but we are living in an age of extremities, believe it or not. We're living in such crazy times, unbelievable, right? If you follow the world, what's happening in the fitna and society, whatever. He said, look, bro, what you need to do is the best way to either keep them away from you, because it's hard to keep away from that, is talk about Islam non-stop. Talk about Islam so much, they go, oh, yeah, this guy always talk about Islam. That's all Islam. Religion. It's like, it's so boring. You know what will happen? Either they will be inspired by you and change, which is a good thing for you, or they'll keep away from you. It's a win-win situation. So every time just talk about Islam, and then naturally they'll stay away from you as if you stink. And that's what happened. One or two guys, they actually listened to me, and they started changing, alhamdulillah. So these became my friends. And we have this rule in the youth club and the dawah, we have this rule, and it actually comes true. Because those of you who are changed or changing, you fear that if I change my way of life, I'm going to lose my friends. I'm going to lose my mates. That may happen, it's not guaranteed, that may happen. But if it does, if you were to change and become a devout Muslim, a slave of Allah, if that happens, either they'll leave you, it may happen, or if they do leave you, Allah will replace your friends with brothers or sisters that will die. What do you want? Do you want brothers and sisters? Because friendship, what's it based upon in this day? It's very fickle, isn't it? It's based upon celebrity, or football teams, or music tastes, or this and that, or study, or I don't know, whatever, Very shallow, very short-lived reasons, but our brotherhood, our sisterhood is based upon the belief in Allah and the Akhirah. That's a very solid relation. That unity, that's the kind of unity you want. So, it's not short-lived. No, next point. So lower gaze is for me, is a way of life, right? What I would say, brothers and sisters, and all of these points, but especially this one, right, is find out in your, I don't know how it works in this day, I suppose there's a lot of group work, and you have to, sit with the opposite gender, yeah? In a library or cafe or whatever. What I would advise, okay, I'm going to give you this advice, let me see if you understood it. If you're sitting in the cafe, there's about 5, 6 of you, girls and guys, yeah? Let's say they're non-Muslims, right? Non-Muslim girls. Let's say from a brother's point of view. I would say, if you're in a cafe, try and sit side to them, not in front of them, as much as you can. Try and sit on the side to them, not right in front of them. Why am I saying that? Do you get it? Anyone understand that point?
To lower your gaze, you want
Yeah.
to look into the side.
Yeah, because even though she's in front of you and you're talking about your course, medicine, whatever, what are you studying at?
Medical pharmacology.
You're just some textbook. I saw the name Faraday. He was a don back in the day, right? So you took Faraday, his theories, whatever. And you'll be serious, but bro, shaitan, the Satan, always there. Whispering, was there. You're talking, and then you're thinking in your head, she's got lovely blue eyes. I've never seen before. Bro, it happens. Sisters, you might be chatting to someone called Michael. Last time I said Michael, was you, how do you know? I don't know, I just made it up. It could be Michael, John, Joe, whatever. And you're chatting to about, sister, what are you studying? Neurophysiology. You're talking about physiology, which I've got a clue about, see with the bones and body, right? Yeah. So you're talking about this, that, the other theories. And Joe is in front of you, and you're not alone, by the way. By the way, I'll come back to this point. Never ever be alone with another student, no matter what happens. Yeah. And again, they're going to invite you to this. Sulaiman, yeah. Sulaiman, what are you studying, bro?
Applied medical science.
Applied medical science. Someone called Sarah, who's in your lecture, in your course. It's Sarah, isn't it? I'm good with names. She's saying, Sulaiman, listen, I need your help. I need to study. I've got a flat. And, just honestly, we're going to just study and help each other. I need to help you, a good student. Bro, if she's, mashallah, pretty, yeah, and young, bro, you're going to say, actually, you know what? Allah Ghafoor Rahim. By the way, Bad Boys of Manchester in Market Street. I met them. I said to him, do you know Allah's name? He goes, yeah, bro. What? Ghafoor Rahim. That's the two attributes they know is Ghafoor Rahim. Because they're going to sin all day long and night they are Ghafoor Rahim. Yeah? So you're thinking, Allah is Ghafoor Rahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is infinite mercy. Is he going to punish me with just... You may even be there and be the best lad, be the best mom, and go to the flat and help her out, yeah? Oh, because she might become Muslim, by the way. A Muslim helped her out. That's how they justify. Look at the justifications, isn't it? And I'm like, get married. Wait. I've actually got a clip on my YouTube video where the brother, he called him, true story, he called him to one of our live shows. We used to have Dawah shows, right? And he goes, I don't know if it's from Europe. He goes, brother, this girl I'm giving out, I think work colleague. And, she might become Muslim. And you know what? I'm going to marry her. Oh, subhanAllah, hawla wa la quwwata. And I said, that's not dawah, bro. That's something else, mate. You're not giving dawah, bro. You mess up your intentions straight away. Yeah, keep it in dawah, and then if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? But anyway, so my point is, never alone, brothers. It's called khalwa. Absolutely. Even lecture things like this, there's, you have to be careful. But this is a group situation. So sit next to them, because in front of you, those feelings might rise. Avoid Islam. The beauty about Islam, which is perfect, divine, which is not human made. It cuts out evil from its roots. When it's implemented wholeheartedly, it cuts out the roots. Yeah, and any kind of thoughts or evil thoughts or bad thoughts or desires, they start with the look. And that's why lower your gaze. So lower your gaze is a lifestyle. So every day, if you can, or every week, find out which seminars you're having this week. Find out if there's a group work. And try and influence the group work. Meaning do a cafe where it's only open. Where you can't even, can't even, how to say flirtatious, but I know you guys are good people, but you just don't want to cut all issues out, yeah? Sit next to them, sit side to them, but never alone, inshallah, yeah? Lower your gaze is a way of life. It's not just that look. Yeah? Be conscious of this all the time, yeah? Seeking knowledge, brothers, sisters, I know you guys are seeking knowledge. I don't know which university I went to. I go, are you guys seeking knowledge? And they all said, yeah. I go, what? Engineering, innit? Do you know how I know I seek knowledge? When we say seeking knowledge, it's seeking divine knowledge. Yeah. Nothing will keep you steadfast, keep you strong, keep you upon the deen than knowledge. Yeah. Because knowledge it grows inside. It's like a seed. Yeah. Now I know what you're going to think. You're thinking, no, brother Nadeem, you don't know the pain we're going through. Like 40 hours of studies. I'm involved in Dawah. I have a lot of students. And I said, we've got a meeting. And they go, I've got exams. And then I go back to them a month later, we've got a meeting, I've got exams. A month later, bro, what kind of exams last 2 months? And when I found out that students do not spend 60 hours a week studying, that's a myth. Or is it true?
So
Is anyone, how many hours there in the week, roughly?
168. 168?
160. How many hours average per day do you study, bro? Be honest. You're gonna say, I should be studying.
I should be studying.
How many hours?
I think one of the advice I got from my first lecturer in that first year was, like, if you treat university like 9 to 5, so I guess 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day? Studying? No, this is your self-study, not the lectures.
Yeah, sorry, including lectures.
Okay, so including lectures probably 3-4 hours, right? And then
Oh,
so
yes.
around 4 hours a day?
Yeah,
7
I'd say
days a
something
week?
like that.
But do you actually really do that? Do you, students, be honest, not really. So when they told me, brother, I'm studying 4 hours, that's a myth. It's not happening. But look, the thing is, with knowledge, I'm not saying do 4 hours a day. I'm not saying 3 hours a day. I'm not even saying, I'm saying do 20 minutes a week. Start with 20 minutes a week. You know, with all these tips, seeking knowledge, the tip about if you have a group meeting, sit to the side of the opposite gender, you know, these things, they may sound really small, but you know, these small steps, you know, when you're doing it, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's got angels to record this stuff, right? And they report to him. And these steps you're taking, Allah's at all times testing us. So you doing these steps, Allah will open doors for you. Allah will make things easy for you. Allah will create situations where it's more and easy. You just got to take the first step. It's a bit like salah, right? One brother asked me, bro, I work in London, I work 9 to 5, there's no prayer in the mosque, there's that, I find it hard to pray salah. I go, bro, first of all, Allah's made the whole earth for salah. Yeah, I'm not, me and brothers who I hang around with, as in the dawah, when it's time for salah, wherever we are, even Oxford Street, Busy Street, we will pray and try and find a corner. Always make an effort. But that, you know, that stress of trying to find a corner, that stress of finding a place to pray, that stress being concerned about salah, that's a good stress. It's a positive stress. Because you being concerned about the salah, it's time for salah, the more you do that, the first few days can be difficult. People look at you, people laugh at you, and I heard that. I went many times praying salah and people say, what the heck is he doing? Yeah, even in this day and age. But so what? You know, you get used to it, number one. Number two, the more you do that, wallahi, Allah made it easy. Allah creates ways. Yeah. First in London, I don't know if in Swansea, we have now a salah room in every single city centre, in almost every single department shop. Do you know what they're called? Changing rooms. Do you know that trick? Do you know what I'm talking about, bro? You brother. Do you know what I'm referring to? Or have I lost you?
Yeah.
Explain. What do I mean by that? Change rooms. The change room masala.
The multi-purpose.
Yeah, but you know, okay, who understands that point? Has anyone used the changing room of a department store for salah? Put your hand up. Yeah. Sister, what do I mean by that? Just for those who don't know.
Just a free changing room. Just praying.
Yeah, so there's two trips. Either you just walk in, oh, that's a bit tricky, or you actually go to the like John knows over, pick out some jeans, trousers, you know why? Not shirt, because trousers take a long time to, you know, change. Pick up 3, I always pick up 3, and I said, oh, you want to try these? Because if you're wearing a top on, then it's going to be quick, isn't it? So the point is that you thought about it, you stressed about it, you plan your day around, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here. The more you do that, Allah will make things easy for you. Yeah? Allah will create ways for you, but you've got to do that first step. Yeah. So same as seeking knowledge now. I believe there's 3 types of learning. There's many more, but 3 types of learning in this day and age. There's watching, like YouTube. There's listening, which I'm big on listening. I've got Apple, iOS, we have the podcasts. So, and you can get free stuff. I'm from Pakistan, we love the word free. Yes. Free yard. And the other one is books. Do you remember books, guys? You know, I don't know which university I went to go. Books. Yeah, it's called a book. If you open it, it's got pages in it. Yeah, oh yeah. My granddad used to talk about that. Yeah. So, really quickly, I'll come to books and last, but who likes to learn ilm, Islamic knowledge, through listening? Like driving or podcasts, or who likes listening? Audio. So, okay, all of you. And videos? What do you prefer, video or audio?
Video for me.
Video, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you had a choice, you can video over audio. Okay, so you're different to me, I'm audio, yeah? You're
Video.
Video, yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody prefer audio over video? Just audio? Oh, yes. MashaAllah, okay, good, alhamdulillah. What about books? Who reads books? Don't be embarrassed. Oh, you do? But no, hang on. I see, I've been around, mate, yeah? Not textbook, what are you studying?
Medicine.
Not medicine textbooks.
Oh.
Ah, yes. See, I learned, man. I've been slapped around, man. You know, I've learned my lesson. I'm talking about Islamic books, brother. Have you read any? Not novels, not romantic novels, that kind of thing. Lady Chatterjee's Lover and all that nonsense. I'm talking about books. Do you read Islamic books?
I tried here and there, but
Have you read one recently? Be honest.
Oh,
Okay. What about you, bro?
just started.
Okay, which one?
The sealed nectar.
MashaAllah, perfect. Do you know what this is? Guys, have you heard about the sealed nectar? Yeah? Okay, so brother, it's the, do you read books, brother?
Me? No, never.
Never, okay. No, read, that's fine. Be honest, mashallah, good. But if you were to get around it, read biographies. If you want to get into book reading, read biographies. Because biographies are really good stories. And I believe the ultimate story is the story of Rasulullah. His story is phenomenal. You will not be bored because it's really interesting. It's not just spiritual anecdotes. There's like battles, there's wars, there's tragedy, there's emotion, there's happiness, there's joy. It's a phenomenal biography. Yeah. My favorite biography though is by Martin Links because he's an expressionist. He's an English linguistics. I used to teach English. The way he writes is beautiful. He captures it mostly. So Seal Nectar can be a bit technical, but if you want to read like a story, Martin Links. Yeah. So come back to books. So anyone else, sisters, books? Do you read books, sister? MashaAllah. Anyone else? Yeah. Look, books in this day and age is very hard. But brothers and sisters, if I can advise you, if you can get into books somehow, yeah, you will be above the rest. Because I believe in this day and age, while everybody's watching videos and taking notes from audio, even if it's secular education, reading a book, I can't give any scientific study, but reading stuff actually stays in your mind longer. Someone can research that, and I heard somewhere. So reading is actually a very powerful thing. Look, the Quran, if you read it, there's reward. Why? That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we should read the Quran in language we know, yeah? We don't know Arabic, not all of us know Arabic, inshallah, one day, yeah? But in the meantime, let's read it in a language you know, let's say English, yeah? But there's reward in just reciting the Quran. Reading, yeah? Actually reading, you know? So, seek knowledge. Now, if someone can remind me, afterwards I'll advise you, any kind of podcasts and video series, that kind of thing, inshallah. But there's, just on knowledge, you've got a sheikh in the South Wales area who's a phenomenal speaker. He's like global. People, India or Africa or North America would die to have them in the same area. Do you know who I'm referring to?
Sheikh Ali Hamoud.
Yes, bro, you are done. Have you guys heard of Sheikh Ali Hamoud?
He's come to our uni before.
Brothers, Insha'Allah, I want to see you guys in Jannah, yeah? Insha'Allah. And maybe you remember that, Brother Nadeem, you came and you gave us advice, yeah? But sometimes advice gets forgotten, because there's a lot. We live in an information age, man. It's in our. Can I advise, if you don't mind, as an older brother, make some notes, just of these references. So like Ali Hamouda, trust me, brother, if you make a note of Ali Hamouda, and you search him and listen to some of his clips, you'll be hooked. He's beautiful. His expression, his articulation, his ilm, and you know what? He lives in Cardiff. Ali Hamouda, yeah? If you don't get any of these names and stuff, ask me afterwards or Q&A, inshallah. Ali Hamouda, inshallah. And he's phenomenal, mashallah. And not only is he well versed in traditional sciences, but he actually does a lot of social science. He actually studies and he actually reads a lot of books, mashallah. Very well, Ali Hamouda. And you should, if you can, how far is Cardiff from here? An hour. Brothers, sisters, I'm not saying to go to flipping south of France, or Medina, or Al-Azhar in Egypt, or Mauritania, or Pakistan, Darul or South Africa. I'm saying go to Cardiff, man. Do they have trains that go to Cardiff? Get on that journey. Go at least once. Before you go back to Nottingham and Slough and other Cambridge, go and sit with him and learn and go to his events. Because when you grow up and when you have a wife or husband and kids and family life, you ain't gonna get time. You think, what if only that 1 hour lecture in the presence of a proper scholar, will open ways for you, yeah?
He does the khutbah sometimes. Swansea Mosque.
Khutbah, mashallah.
I think he's a student here, Sheikh Allah.
Sorry?
I think he's a PhD student at Swansea Uni.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's doing.
He has to come at some point.
He came.
He's on WhatsApp. He gives me hearts sometimes, but he doesn't reply.
He's doing a PhD, I think, here, but at the moment, so he's doing a talk series, I think, for the last month. So every Thursday after Maghrib, so between Maghrib and Isha, 1 hour.
Yeah.
I posted. I can share the poster on the group. But I know it's.
Ideally, when we say seeking knowledge, the ideal way is to sit with a human being who's a qualified scholar and sit with him. But I'm not saying every day, I'm not saying every week, I'm saying at least 20 minutes a month or just a one-off a month. Because when you go there, he'll refer to someone else. Oh, by the way, did you guys know, some of you didn't know Ali Hamouda, and I mentioned it, right? Now, he might mention another scholar, local. There may be other brothers. There may be brothers that come back. Because, mashallah, those brothers and sisters who sincerely seeking knowledge, they're not a show off. They keep quiet, they just get on with their studies. You have to kind of find them like diamonds. So you might have some like that in this university. You might have it in Swansea, but you've got to take that first step. So Ali Hamouda and then other places, inshallah. But look, when I say knowledge, try and make some time for Quran tafsir. I'll give you my example. I'm a very busy person. I'm involved in dawah. I've got 3 kids. I've got 1 wife. I don't know why I keep saying 1 wife. I've got a wife and 3 kids. I think it comes out. I've got parents. My parents are quite old. I'm 47, so they're quite old. I'm the oldest, so I have to look after them. I've got 3 jobs. Yeah. Yet I have to make time for knowledge. So what works for me, because I'm always driving around the M25. Horrible. Yeah. Always on the move. Always driving. So I want to seek knowledge. So what I'm doing at the moment, and this works for me, is audio, because I'm driving, right? And what I'm doing for you now is tafsir. Do you know what I mean by tafsir? Yeah. Explanation or interpretation of the Quran, right? By a qualified scholar. So if you make a note, there's a Sheikh Ahsan Hanif. Sheikh Ahsan Hanif, he's based in Birmingham, JLM, qualified scholar. And he's going through Tafsir Jalalain. Jalalain is one of the classical scholars, yeah? Jalalain is one of the classical, 2 Jalalains. Jalaluddin Suyuti and Jalaluddin Muhalli, I think his name is. So these are classical scholars, and then the tafsir, he's doing that in English, mashallah, right? And this is available on podcasts. I know there's the Android versus iPhone thing. Who's iPhone massive? Any Android user here? Oh, there are, okay. Right, you guys, I don't know how you're going to find that. But iOS, you got a podcast app. Brother's got the phone. In the iOS, you got the podcast app. It's called a podcast app, right? And you can download stuff for free. I only download stuff which is 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Yeah. So that Quran tafsir, just sit in the car and learning, and some gems, mashallah. Yeah. So spend at least 20 minutes a week studying something, whether book, reading, or YouTube. You'll agree? It's going to help you. It's going to make you steadfast. Is it not going to come back on again at all?
Wallahu a'lam.
Wallah. Okay. That's knowledge.
Might have to press on again.
Oh.
On the,
I think if you touch that screen, it
This
might
one?
come. Yeah.
No, PC is current selected. There are no controls to this device. Left projector, right projector. Can one of you quickly come? It's good to have a little bit of visuals, inshallah. I'll take notes.
Cool.
So I'll carry on. Okay. The third, so lower your gaze, seeking knowledge. The third point is tazkiyah. What's tazkiyah, brothers and sisters? Does anyone know? Have you heard this word? Anybody want to tell us? Just raise your hands if you know. Tazkiyah. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Or tazkiyah al-nafs. Got blank faces. Did someone say yes? You know?
Yeah, I'm just, that's get the nuts and like purifying the soul.
Purifying the soul, purifying the heart. Again, this is something we need to work at regularly. It's there's an ayah in the Quran where Allah says that only the ones with qalbin salim, the one with sound heart, will be accepted in their judgment. To get to that sound heart, there's a lot of work we need to do. Yeah, the heart, it becomes corrupted. You guys, mashallah, look like amazing mu'mineen to me. Like you guys, when I look at you, you think, mashallah, mu'mineen, mashallah, no sin, sinless, alhamdulillah. Oh, you know your own stories, right? But the thing is, yeah, even the biggest mu'mineen, they can get corrupted. Yeah, you know, even if you're like, I'm in the dawah, and subhanallah, the shock came to me in 2015 where I get inquiries on my Facebook, Instagram, because you're involved in dawah. I've been involved in dawah for 25, 30 years, may I accept it, Allah accept it. And I work with IRA, I work with Sapiens, I work with Youth Club, so the word gets around, the brother these involved. So then people inquire, they message you. And I got a message from Makkah, from a guy who lives literally next to Haram, and he says, I think I'm gay and an atheist. And when I heard that, I thought, subhanAllah, like, what hope is there? So the point is, you could be anywhere. You could be someone studying and praying for years in a cave. No fitna, no men, no women, no music, no invited clubs, but the heart will get corrupted somehow. Shaitan is always around. That's why we need to always check our nafs, check our desires. Yeah. So, we need to work to spiritually fix our heart, inshallah. This lowering your gaze and seeking knowledge and tazkiyah nas, working hard, and there's many ways of doing it, mashallah, yeah? There's through reading books. By the way, again, if you can, there's books, but there's maybe on video series on this as well. One of the best books, and there's two books I can mention, and if you now ask me afterwards to make a note of it. One is Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. Has anyone heard of the scholar called Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah? Yes, no. Don't want to say, if you haven't, just put your hand up. You haven't heard it, be honest. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. We know Ronaldo, right? We know Messi. Yeah, we know Arteta. We know Tuchel just been appointed. And all that debate. We know celebrities. We even know One Direction guy died on a balcony from Argentina. Subhanallah, we know this, yeah. But Subhanallah, they don't benefit us. They're not going to benefit us. They don't even know you. They don't care about you, yeah. But the scholars that we should know that are going to benefit us, if we learn about them and learn from them, it's going to benefit in this dunya and the next. So Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, in our history, we've got illustrious superstar scholars, brothers and sisters. Subhanallah, like I used to be obsessed with the scholarship we have.
Well, I was going to say, if you're going to pray, there's this thing, Isha Jamaat in the mosque.
He's there, me, bro. You pray after.
Your colleague is just messaging you, Salim.
Is it, what time is it now?
It's 7:40.
Bro, tell him we're in a lecture.
We can, we've got access to it, Ustad, so we can go afterwards, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell him we're still in lecture and tell him to come and join us, inshallah. Yeah? Look, if we were doing something haram, which we were, then yeah, we have to stop it and go pray. But we're here for the sake of Allah, right? that's when we can delay the salah. Because once the brother, how can you? He's older. How can you leave namaz and do this? Uncle, are we having a dance, bangla? We're remembering Allah, yeah. So we can pray afterwards, inshallah. Plus our musafir, I prayed already. Anyway, that's why I'm less stressed about that. Anyway, so what was the point I was making? Yeah, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. Find out about him. He was called the scholar of the heart, the doctor of the heart. Yeah, mashallah. So he's got a book called in Arabic, I think it's pronounced Dawai Dawa. In Urdu, it's Dawai Shafi, but it's the prophetic, it's the problem and the cure, or the problem and the medicine. Yeah, phenomenal. It's if some brothers say, some say, it's like Clarkson. Some say. Do you know that reference, Clarkson? Yeah, okay. Those of you know, yeah, I thought I was the only one, right? Some say that anybody who's got heartbreak, whose heart has been broken, this is a scholar. I'm just looking at Ravi smiles. Oh, he left me. Sorry, it was a nikah proposal and she rejected me. Anyway, so if you've got a broken heart, brothers and sisters, and by the broken heart can be in various ways, not just love, not just for the opposite gender, right? But this is a scholar to go to. Read that book, it's going to inshallah help you mend your heart. Yeah? So Ibn Qayyim, Dawai Dawa, and there must be like a video series explanation on it somewhere if you don't really read. But read the book. Try and read the book, inshallah. Yeah? Another one, have you heard about Al-Ghazali? Al-Ghazali superstar.
Imam Ghazali.
Right? Beautiful spirituality. He's got a book called, he's written a whole kind of magnum corpus, Ihya Ulumuddin, various volumes. One of the chapters, or one of the books, is called Love, Longing, Contentment. Love, longing, contentment, there's another word in Islam, right? Or love, longing, contentment, there's another word I'm missing, so I keep forgetting. This book, so many scholars, so many speakers, so many du'at, in Pakistan, in London, in the north, online, 20 years ago, have highly rated this book. This book, if it doesn't move your tears, your heart's dead already. It's beautifully written, it's phenomenal, one of the best books. By the way, when it comes to books, I've got 6-7 books I recommend, again, based on demand. So if you will ask for it, I recommend. I've got my 6-7, in fact, let me give you one recommendation at least to start off with. If there's one book, there's 2 books you should read throughout your whole life. One is obvious. What book should you be reading? Quran, yeah? You should be reading that, even if 2 lines a day. Even if in the morning, 2 lines a day. But after Quran, of course, seerah as well, but the one book they should read is called The Divine Reality. The Divine Reality by Hamza Andreas Zorsis, right? If you want to know Islam, if you want to know the foundation of Islam. What is Islam? The intellectual foundation of Islam. This is the book. And guess what, guys? Tomorrow we're giving it out free. I'm not joking. Seriously, it's about this thick. So you get a free gift, a little incentive for you. So because I ordered it from from the IRA, so it's in the Beacon Institute, inshallah. So get your hands on that, inshallah. Usually it's about £10 on Amazon, I think. No, but so yeah, that's available, inshallah. That is the one book you should. It's intellectual. It talks about proof for the existence of God intellectually, proof of why the Quran is a linguistic miracle, proof of the prophetic truth, the limitations of science, evolution, and debunks all atheist agnostic contentions. Beautiful. If you want to start your journey on Islam, or if you want to give it to a non-Muslim, or if you want to give it to a Muslim that's liberal or feminist or a bit wayward, this is the book, inshallah. Yeah, it's a really good read as well, inshallah. Okay. Now, the next point, as you can see there, see this one? Yes, you should be doing that, you should be doing that, you should be doing that, but the brothers and sisters, one of the biggest struggles in our lives, and one of the biggest tragedies in our life, and this applies to not only non-Muslims, but this applies to non-practicing Muslims, but it also applies to practicing Muslims. We simply do not know Allah. We have not made any effort to get to know Allah. So getting to know Allah should be a lifelong journey. See, the formula is this: the more you get to know Allah, how you get to know Allah, I'll just get talking in a minute. The more you get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whichever means, you will naturally fall in love and be in awe and be in fear and have hope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once you have this consciousness of Allah, when you get to know Him, any haram, you will run away from it like crazy. You will stay away from it. You'll have a radar saying, no, can't do that. And anything, and the thing is, like, what I've seen with most university students these days, this day and age, I don't know if you agree with me, most university students, they're not involved in major haram. You could argue that. But they're not even doing any good either. It's actually a really weird state. So you're not doing haram, but you're not doing the things that Allah wants you to do either. Like salah, like studying, like knowledge. So you're like, where are you? And those people are actually, some scholars say, the worst. Those people doing haram, at least they're convinced of it, and they're ghafla, heedlessness and everything, and no one's giving advice or da'wah to. But if you know something, then why are you not doing it? It's the worst situation to be in, right? So one of the easiest ways of obeying Allah, if Allah says do this, if Allah says do that, Allah says do this, don't do this, the do's and don'ts, right? The regulations of Islam, which by the way is there for our benefit. Yeah? Allah does not need rules. Allah does not need us to follow rules, but we need to follow rules. It's in our benefit, brothers and sisters. If you want to live an amazing, fulfilling life, and the rules of the akhirah, follow the rules of Islam. But it's hard to follow the rules of Islam, isn't it? Be honest. It's very hard in this day and age amongst non-Muslims. You're young, mashallah. You see people your age having fun, having like in a Friday night. If you call getting, drunk. I was using another word, but getting drunk all night, and then ending on your vomit in the morning, right? Sleeping in it, and your mate, how was it, mate? I was brilliant. It was amazing last night, Simon. What'd you do? What'd you remember? I can't remember a fig. That's their idea of a good time, yeah. But anyway, that's a different topic, yeah. So the point is that you might be thinking, I'm missing out. They're having so much fun. My parents and my mosque and my imam and my Quran and you can't do this and you can't do that. And by the way, side point, some of you know in Manchester, in Slough, in Nottingham, in other places in Cambridge, you might know some Muslims that are not upon the deen. And one of the reasons is because all their life, all the Islam they know is a bunch of don'ts. Can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. What can I do, man? By the way, Islam, you can do a lot of things, subhanAllah. Islam allows so much. But for some reason, may Allah bless them, our parents or our peers or uncles, because their lack of knowledge or their Islam, they know is a bunch of don'ts. But anyway, the point is to obey Allah. This is the formula, to obey Allah, whatever rule of Islam, whether it's minor or major. One of the ways is to is to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? It's like this, the example is this. If you're, we all love our mum, right? We all love our mothers. Yes, they can be, anxious. They can be dramatic sometimes. Yeah, that's what mums are. But if you're playing PlayStation, Call of Duty, yeah? I gave another reference the other day into blank faces. That's the in-game these days, right? Come on, don't tell me you don't play games. You're not that pious. Even sisters play games. Call of Duty, yeah? Fortnite's a bit old now, isn't it? Dead?
Yeah,
Okay, so Call of Duty, yeah? And FIFA. So let's say FIFA, universal, right? FIFA, you're there, Arsenal 5, Tottenham 0, yes, fresh 0, yes, Spurs. And you're like, or maybe you're 1-0 down and they score 2, there's 10 minutes left, and you to draw the game, otherwise you'll be out the tournament, whatever, yeah? You're doing well now, you're on the offensive, and your mum calls you, what's your name, brother? Omar! Go to bread, go to shops. Omar! No matter how much you love the game, your love, your obedience love is stronger, isn't it? I mean, it's either love or either the slipper. Yeah? But it's love. Let's love. You're most of our love. The reason why you're going to sacrifice that game and obey your mum is because you know her, isn't it? You know her, and because you know her all your life, you love her, right? And that's why obedience comes quick. The same with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? If you get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will fall in love with Him and you will look forward to obeying Him. Salah, sometimes if you're new to the deen, if you're changing Salah 5 times a day, it can be a burden. I understand that. But so when you get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a deep level, there comes a time, we have 3 levels of different types of Iman, Islam, Ihsan, right? Have you heard this? Ihsan is excellence, it's a higher form of worship, right? It's a maqam, it's a level that we need to get to. It's like in FIFA, you have different levels, yeah? Semi-pro, professional, amateur, world-class, legendary. If you want to get to the legendary class of worship, yeah? Get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Insha'Allah, let's make a little dua while I'm talking, under your breath. That one day, the more you get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more you work on your heart, you'll come to a point where you will look forward to the salah. Not get it over and done with. Imagine that, brothers and sisters. I know some brothers and sisters who there's a brother I quote him often in Islamabad, Pakistan. Every time we're sitting around, it's nearly Asr, and it's nearly time for Salah, and he starts getting excited. First of all, there's something wrong with him. Like, for example, I don't know, things that excite you. Maybe there's a wedding that you've been invited to, it's one of your best friends, you can put on a good party, halal, yeah? And he's a good food connoisseur, it's going to be a nice banging venue, all your mates can be such a lot. You look forward to it, you've got your best suit on, you're looking forward to that. It's that giddy feeling. Or maybe when you got the university place of Swansea, finally got Swansea, yoo-hoo, if you have that, yeah? You look forward to it, finally away from my parents. No. That anything in life you look forward to, especially like you play football, bro, yeah? And when you score a goal, what's that feeling like? It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's exciting. So that beautiful, exciting feeling, right? So this brother used to have that same feeling. So, bro, I said, bro, I'm about to go and speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm having a conversation with you, but I'm about to have a conversation with my Lord of the worlds. And I've got a lot of complaints, and I've got a lot of wishes. And I need to go talk to him. So that's why I'm excited. So that's the level we get to, inshallah, yeah? Inshallah. Okay, last couple of points and then Q&A. What's the time? How long do we have? I'll go a bit. Are you guys getting bored?
7:50.
You guys getting bored? Be honest. Another 5 minutes, inshallah. Can you withstand that?
Sheikh, take as much time as you need.
That's you.
Yeah.
Do you speak on behalf? Should we say 5-10 minutes, inshallah? Okay. All right. Moving on. And that's not working.
I think maybe try the keyboard. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Influencing friends. Again, I touched on at the beginning that, the advice I was given, that if you've got even the non-Muslims, it's like the best defense of your deen, of your life, is offense. And that offense is always invite them to Islam. Always talk about Islam. Yeah, either keep your studies with Islam. And either they get bored of you, fed up with you, this guy's boring, he's a mullah, he's extreme, or they might even change. They may and so many times, you know, non-Muslims are looking for a purpose of life, and maybe through your character, your manners, and because you talk about Islam, they might change and become Muslim. Or you might influence a brother or sister that's not wearing hijab, but because you're a company, they'll change. But either way, it's a win-win situation for you. Yeah? Influence them. Dawah training. Okay, why do you think I put dawah training up there? Put your hands up. And what do you think it is?
Yeah, so we can properly spread the deen.
Yeah. But so how will that help us steadfastness?
You know the fundamentals strongly, so you don't falter whatever you say.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the dawah training, I think, brothers and sisters, before I used to think, okay, dawah training should be for those who are practicing, you know what I mean by practicing? People who pray salah, avoiding major haram, you know, start to grow a beard, wearing hijab, usually the basic practicing Muslim. I used to think that only practicing Muslims, and then when they're deen for a little while, established, then they can do dawah training, then they give dawah. But I believe if you're studying at universities, if I was a scholar, which I'm not even a student of knowledge, I'm not even a dai, I'm just a blagger, may Allah forgive me. But if I was a qualified scholar, right, I give a fatwa that dawah training should be fard on every single student at university. Because you have to call to Allah. If you do not call to Allah, you're going to be called to shaitan. And secondly, this is the best way for you to reinforce your yaqeen. One of the beauties of dawah training, which I'm involved in, one of the beauties which I learned and it still inspires me, that I got to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a deeper level through dawah training. Because in the dawah training, you learn about the proofs of Allah. Maybe you saw a video of some crazy atheist online, or an Islamophobe, or a Christian missionary, or someone who hates Islam or Muslims. Maybe you saw a video, because you're scrolling, that might put a bit of shubha, a bit of doubt to you about Allah. Actually, you know, it's really got, I don't know if Allah exists or not. You're not sure. And isn't it true, brothers and sisters, that, I don't know about you, but a lot of Muslim brothers, when you ask them, do you believe in Allah? They go, yeah. Prove it. You believe in something you can't even prove, intellectual proof, you don't have the evidence for it? Your students, your people of knowledge, you know, do you know what I mean? So dawah training, the type of dawah training I'm talking about, it's not that to convert people. The dawah training is so you can be tooled up intellectually to prove to any human being that Allah exists, of course. And we have many arguments, which I'm going to touch upon tomorrow, a couple of them, yeah? Design argument, the Quran argument, the contingency argument. These are scholars, they've made the formulated arguments. And atheists have no answers to this, alhamdulillah. Because there's a bit of logic, a bit of philosophy, a bit of science, a bit of common sense. So it's not like, believe in Allah because I said so, we can prove it. And then dawah training also involves, like I said, it involves why the Quran is from Allah. Again, mashallah, especially using Pakistan, brother knows, there's so many tafsir classes for women, right? Hundreds and thousands. And to study the Quran, but I used to, I'm not saying all of them, when I asked them, you know, you believe in the Quran, yeah? Of course. Is it from Allah? Yeah. How? Prove it. Most people don't know. I'm not saying everyone, right? And the Prophet said, do we all believe Rasulullah is the final messenger? Yes or no? Unless you're stupid, and I must say, Qadiani, Ahmadi, those those idiots, yeah? They all follow Islam. They're not a sect of Islam, so I can be abusive, right? They say there's another prophet. Anybody that said there's another prophet after the Prophet, out of the fold of Islam, automatically. This is like consensus, right? So if we all believe that Rasulullah is the final messenger for mankind, you all believe that? If you don't, you're out of Islam, but you believe that, right? How? Why? How can we prove that? We have that. And dawah training does that to you. So number one, it reinforces your yaqeen. If you want to be steadfast, you need to know the foundation of Islam, and dawah training gives you that. And secondly, if you want to influence other friends, if you want to be, avoid the fitna, avoid their dawah, right? Then give them dawah. As I say in Islam, or this is my saying, either give dawah or you're going to get dawah. But you know dawah, you're going to get temptations, you know, clubbing, partying, the normal way of life, whatever they do, yeah, pubs, clubs, whatever. And I talk about books, so that was it, inshallah. But just going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again, and I'll finish the last points. You need to know, when you get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you can make a note, this is up to you, you need to understand, in getting to know Allah, I believe you need to know that the evidences of God's existence. evidences of God's existence. Then you need to know things like Rububiyyah, Uluhiyyah, Asma wa Sifat. Yeah? You need to know His oneness of Allah, and then you need to know His names and attributes as many as you can. And then the topic which I speak about at every single university, I don't speak that much, but when I do, you'll see it. It's this one thing I go on and on because I think this topic, this video, this lecture is phenomenal. And if you haven't made your notes, this is the one note you guys should make. Are you guys ready? I've really bigged it up now. I've hyped it up. Ready? Don't tell me mental notes. I want to see phones at the ready. I want to see pens ready. The topic, it's called Why Allah Deserves Worship. Why Allah Deserves Worship. And the video, it's a video form, about 45 minutes by Hamza Zortzis. This video is phenomenal, it's beautiful. It will really give you a paradigm shift. It will answer so many questions. Yeah? Allah deserves worship because who He is, not because, what's that? When's your exams? Do you have exams? When
January and May, Sheikh. January and May.
So let's say near May. Alright, what's the month before May? April, yeah? Around April, May, your tahajjud is going to be an increase. Your dua is going to be multifold. Your tears are going to come out. You're going to be long as sujood. You know why, innit? Because you're saying, Allah, please get me that first. Keep these past exams. And subhanAllah, as soon as May is over, and you're back in your Slough and your Manchester and your Cambridge and Nottingham, who's Allah? Not worship, not tahajjud. So it's not a transaction. Who are we to have a transaction with Allah? Who are we? We're nothing. You know, as if we can barter with Allah. Allah, if you give me this grade or this points or this GPA, I will do this for you. Allah does not need our worship. Yeah? We need to worship Him. Yeah. Anyway, I'll end on there. If there's any questions, let's come back. Before the questions, brothers and sisters, my social media is dedicated for the dawah and advice, Insha'Allah. The organization I'm with is Youth Club. This is their socials. It's a phenomenal organization with the Muslim youth. But this is my socials. If you want to ask questions, you want to get involved in dawah training, whichever city, and my wife shares some of the social media handles with me, alhamdulillah, for the sake of fitna. Avoiding fitna, alhamdulillah. Yeah. If any. Yes, bro.
Could you say your 6 book recommendations or so I can write them down?
Okay, mashallah. Hey, I got someone, alhamdulillah. So, my go-to books, there's many, but the ones that come to mind, so Divine Reality. Then the autobiography of Malcolm X. There's only one version, the autobiography of Malcolm X. But these books are based upon last 30 years, they come again and again in my life by different brothers from different countries. I've spent time in Saudi, I've spent time in Europe, I've spent time in Pakistan, all over Europe, England, and these come up. So autobiography, The Road to Mecca by Muhammad Asad. The Road to Mecca by Muhammad Asad. I mentioned Ihya Ulumuddin, the love, longing, contentment, and intimacy. That's it. Intimacy with God. So love, longing, content, and intimacy with God, right? By Al-Ghazali. Another one is With the Heart in Mind. With the Heart in Mind. It's a very beautiful book to do heart and psychology by Sheikh Mikhail Smith, or Mikhail Smith, M-I-K-A-W-L, Mikhail Smith. If you search it, will come up. And what else is there? Ibn Qayyim's book I mentioned. Ibn Qayyim's book is Dawai Dawa. So D-A-W-A-I, Dawai, and then Dawa, D-A-W-A. If you just enter that, it'll come up, inshallah. But if you're on social media, I'll put it back. You can ask me for these books or anything other references, inshallah. And Martin Link's Seerah, the Seerah by Martin Links. Yeah, these are some, start with that, inshallah. Let's see how you go from there.
You talked about influencing your friends. So say, obviously, not to talk down on friends, but if you have friends that are not in a good position Islamically, how do you guide them in a way that's not condescending?
Yeah, excellent. So the organization Youth Club, that is our Raison d'etre. That's the whole reason of our existence. Because I believe, as someone who was non-practicing became the deen, and over the years I've been engaging with Muslim youth, us practicing Muslims, we get on a high and mighty horse, So when we see someone not practicing, we always look down upon, which shouldn't be like that. We should be humble, right? So when we see, if we see them doing haram, or we've heard doing haram, we're going to shout haram. Astaghfirullah, bro. Astaghfirullah, sister. Fear Allah. Don't you care? And you know, you know what takfir is? Have you understand what takfir? Like excommunication, like you put them out of the fold of Islam. Yeah? We say, you know, in our anger, in our rage, like if we see a sister or brother committing some sort of haram, some minor sin, we're astaghfirullah, bro, astaghfirullah, sister. Don't you care about Islam? Are you Muslim? Whoa, you just question their iman, and it comes out. Yeah, so that you never do that. The way we engage with Muslim youth, if you know, for example, it could be, let's say in Salah. Yeah, you want to influence on Salah, right? He doesn't pray Salah, and you pray Salah, and you want him to pray Salah as well because you know it's a fard, and you want them to be rewarded. I don't talk about the Salah because if they don't know why they're praying, and if they don't know what they're saying in the Salah, and if they know who they're praying to, what's the point of talking about Salah? The worst, in my opinion, the worst recommendation or encouragement is, bro, you should pray, man. It's nice. Bro, you should pray. We pray, bro. You can say that, but it doesn't mean nothing. Talk about the purpose of life, bro. Why do we exist? Start from the beginning. Bro, I always do that. I take my time, especially in Pakistan. When I go to certain cities, some of these Muslim youth, they're completely away from the deen, believe it or not. Muslim youth, they're completely away. They have the kind of parties they have, you'll be shocked, surprised, right? You know it, right? Not that you, but you know you've heard it, right? Not that you've heard it, right? So when I'm engaging with them, I go in Urdu, I said, do you believe in Allah? They go, yeah. How? Why? Prove it. And the belief in Allah is on a very weak basis. Yeah. So you have to kind of go through that. You're not doing takfir on them, but you're talking to them as if they are like a non-Muslim. Do you get it? Because a lot of us, first of all, we do not know Allah, and we don't know Islam. We misunderstand Islam big time. We thought Islam was a bunch of rituals. And for elderly people, Islam is a way of life. Islam is a perfect system. Islam is a solution to everything. Islam is liberating. Islam is beautiful. Islam is divine. Right? So, number one, you never go down, don't do this, right? Number one. Number two, when you talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, talk about Allah, who He is, why should we obey Him, and what's the benefit of Him, and the Salah, what we say in the Salah, because not know Arabic. Yeah? That's one way of encouraging, inshallah. Never go and do a Salah. And the other thing is, and when it comes to advice, like in the family or at university, one thing I think that works as a tip, has always worked, is a free coffee or free lunch. So imagine you're going to give someone advice. Okay, look, first of all, taking advice is a very hard thing. It is, isn't it? If someone says, even if the nicest person, if they come up to you, what's your name, brother? Ali, bro, can I chat to you? Like already like this, it's a very tense moment. Ali, bro, you know, can I give you advice? Like, whatever it is, it's very hard to take it because we're human beings, we're inwardly narcissistic by nature. We're just so, the ego and arrogance, right? So even as the nicest person gives you the nicest way of advice, it's hard to take it. Imagine a non-practicing person who doesn't know about adab and manners. You know, it's like they say, what? They'll get defensive. Who are you? Who are you to judge me? Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah? Don't judge me, J-U-J, yeah? All that nonsense. So one of the ways to get someone to listen to you, to actually hear your advice, whatever it is, say, bro, what are you doing tomorrow around 12-1-ish for lunch? No plans. Bro, there's a new cafe open in Swansea City. Come, my treat, I'll buy you. Number one, you've already bought him. You've got him. Now you've got him. Now if you've got him then you order, bro, whatever you want, man, my treat. Oh, okay. Secondly, you say, look, bro, by the way, yeah, I've never noticed, but you've got some good dress sense, man. I love it, man. Stylish, bro. Where's that top from? Is that Ralph Lauren? But you know, and by the way, is that Oud or something? Nice, bro, man. Well, you know, you come to him, make him feel good. So number one, you bought them a free lunch for a student that's like, you know, oh, alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar, yeah? Free. If you're Pakistani, that's double. Free, yar. And secondly, you're complimenting them, yeah? I use it in street out, but you can use it in a one-on-one situation. So now, the person absolutely loves you now, isn't it? So even if you be angry at them, they'll like, take it, man, who cares? I've got free lunch and guys made me feel good, yeah? So these are a couple of things. Now, after you've got a free lunch, and let them eat, let them burp, all that. Now say, bruv. And even if he says, even he starts talking, oh, is this what you did it for? It's fine. But at least he'll listen to you. You can't go anywhere. He's literally there in front of you, right? Yeah. Or if you don't want to escape, because sometimes what they do, they eat the lunch and run away. Oh, I've got to go now. I've got to see a man by his dog. So if you, I've had the experiences. So what you do the advice while he's good, take away. Yeah. So, brother, I want to. So then give the advice, whatever the advice you want to give. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense.
Yeah.
But if you take him out of university, out of your usual settings, in a different setting, in a cafe, just one-on-one, because when you're in a group thing, they will never listen to you. People will never listen to you. A bunch of brothers, astaghfirullah, what are you doing? No. You gotta, look, I use this a lot. The British came to, I'm a student of history, the British came to India and they did the thing called divide and rule. So we use the same thing, we divide and rule. So if there's a bunch of guys you want to work on, a bunch of guys who are smoking drugs and not praying salat and Muslims, then don't give dawah or advice together, one-on-one. Bruv, listen, you're my favourite of the crew, I want to buy you lunch. Next week you go to the next man. So, you know what, don't tell anyone, I want to say, divide and rule. But at some point your game will be up, but so what, you've at least, maybe influenced a couple of people. Is that okay, yeah? Inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Last question? Sisters, any questions? Any advice for me? No? Any questions, brothers? No? Okay, who's coming tomorrow? Be honest, no blaggers, yeah? Don't give me that inshallah. Listen, I live in Saudi.
What time is it?
So what time is it?
9:30 inshallah.
You're coming, inshallah? You're coming. 9:30. Yeah, early morning, bro. The late night queue for you, mate.
How long is it?
Look, even if about 20 hours. No, it's going to be from 9:30 to, because I don't live in South Wales. My time is very limited, so I've got to do a lot of things. So we've chosen an early start because the mind is fresh early in the morning. 9:30 to around 12:30 is the time, but there will be breaks in between, inshallah. And there will be breaks. Apparently, there's coffee as well, and I would say take notes. I don't mean loads of essay notes, just 1 or 2 points, because that will keep your mind stimulated to understand, inshallah. It will be interactive, and I'll try and make you guys laugh as well, inshallah. So you have more points. So Jazakallah khair for having me. Oh.